So it's, well, greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team video. I'm in Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Open 2025 2. So this is day one, well, day two technically. So this is Friday. So I'm going to play 3 rounds on Friday, 3 rounds tomorrow on Saturday, and 3 rounds on Sunday. There's 125 players, I think. So, damn, that's really good. It's just behind 169 players from January. But still currently the second biggest kill team event in the world ever. Well, yeah, pretty much. So it's going to be hype. I'm in Pod A, so it's seeded based on ITC. I'm running Canoptek Circle again because, you know, I thought about switching to Deathwatch, but I'll just stick out with my Canoptek Circle. Pairings will be released shortly, and I still have no idea what other people are running. I think there's at least 3 other Canoptek Circle in my pod. So that'll be fun. But I think because I'm Pod A, I'll do Vulcus day 1, Gallodark / Tomb Mode day 2, and then we'll join with Pod 2. Or it's the other way around, as in I'll do Gallodark today, then Vulcus tomorrow, but we'll see. So it should be fun. I am currently in the Golden Nugget, which looks like I'm in the back rooms. The hotel is nice. It's better than the Rio. My bath is rusty and peeling. And for a minute there, I didn't know how the water worked because you don't turn the tap, you have to pull it back. But the new venue is actually really cool. We're at the World Market Center and it's huge. It's really nice. So that's going to be fun. So I'm going to try and walk there because we start at 10 and it's 8:15 now. I could take the shuttle bus, but it's going to be full of 40k players, even though, you know, and I want to walk before it gets hot. So if you're in the UK, your temperature right now is probably around 16 degrees Celsius. Here, it goes up to 33 degrees Celsius. So I need to walk before it heats up. Because the walk is only 20 minutes. But yeah, so I'll record, I'll go play my games and then we'll see what happens. So you can watch it live on Squad Games, which is cool. But if you can watch it back on their Twitch. And I think they'll post stuff on YouTube. So I'm going to go get ready, go and play. And then I'll either record tonight or tomorrow, we'll see. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so it's day 2. So going into day 1, round 1 I played into Halfkin Salvagers. We were playing Secure. So I took Martyrs. So for this event, and only this event, you can use Expendable with Martyrs, so normally you can't. So I picked it this time to actually test it out, but also because of the map, it kind of benefited it. So, but I didn't take it as my primary, I took the primary as the crit op, and effectively from turning point 2 onwards, I controlled the left objective and my objective. My opponent did try and get some kills, but because he didn't take the locator, he had no way to ignore obscuring, so my leader just sat on engage all game because of the 50mm base. You can effectively are always obscured when someone's shooting at you. So because he didn't do that, I was just able to zone him out more and get good pokes. Like I was just able to kill his medic with 2 macrosite warriors. I actually didn't score Martyr's turning point 2. Like I placed a Martyr token on his objective, but couldn't get it on mine, and then I managed to get it on mine turning point 3, and then turning point 4 I stole his objective and scored all there. So I managed to win that one, I think 18-6, something like that. But I have had a lot of experience into Halfkin Salvagers, so that was fine. Then in round 2 I was on a stream into Plague Marines. We were playing Data, I think? Yeah, or Data. So I've played that one a lot. So this was actually a really fun matchup. We were playing another tweaked Vulcus map because I'm in Pod A, so day 1 was all Vulcus. So this time it was on stream on Squad Games, and effectively my opponent had 2 operatives on his left flank, well, his leader and Psyker, warrior in the middle, and then everyone else on the right. So I took Envoy as my my tac op, and the thing is, he could have used the poison command point firefight ploy to give each time my martyr operative within 7 if he can roll a 2d6 on 7. The issue is he would have ran out of CP, so he didn't do that. And turning point 2, my isolator killed his leader and warrior, banished them both, right, killed them both, and then I managed to kill his sorcerer and just managed to kill his icon. So I actually managed to go 1 ahead on the kill op, so I was on kill grade 4, he was on kill grade 2, because he killed 2 crawlers. My leader lived on just 1 wound. I managed to get 6 on the crit op, he got 3, and then I got 6 on the tack up. He got 5 because he took plant banner. I managed to contest it turning point 2, and then I just let him have it turning point 3 and 4 because there's no way. Once the crawler died, I had no way to contest it. But that was actually a really interesting matchup because I was actually struggling to go ahead on the kill op because I had to be so aggressive. And with elites, because you need to kill 4 of them on the breakpoint, it can get quite odd. But it was a really fun game. Then in round 3, I was into Alex Popov, so shout out to Alexander Popov. But it was Equilins. We were playing, what was it? Upload, I think? No, download, that mission. And effectively, once again, because they have no way to ignore obscuring, my leader just sat on engage. And turning point 2, I was just shooting everyone obscured. So the main MVP was actually my warrior. I sent it up to his objective, retrieved it, and then I was like, okay, this one's going to die. His grenadier got a crit and 2 hits with his crack because he went up on the vantage. So then I was just like, well, I'll retain 2 hits, live on 5, take 5 damage to live on 2. And then 4 more operatives shot at it, and because it was obscured in light cover, basically never died. So it didn't die all game. And then I got 2 isolated obscuring shots. So I managed to banish his plasma gunner who dropped down obscured, and then also banished his grenadier who was obscured in smoke. But yeah, I was able just to push forward, get tons of kills. So while my opponent managed to retrieve 2 objectives, he retrieved 3, but was only carrying 2 objectives. He got 5 on the tack op, but unfortunately got 0 on the crit op because I was always controlling more objectives, and I started downloading his, and then the middle. Because I could, even though the middle objective had no cover, he couldn't put someone on because it would just mean next turning point they would die. But because my marker could control it, I was controlling the middle one always. And yeah, I managed to get, my opponent unfortunately got nothing on the kill op. All he was killing was warriors, and he got 5 on the tack op and 3 on his primary. Whereas I'd taken retrieval as well, so I managed to get 6 on the crit op and tack op, 4 on the kill op. And yeah, 3 on the primary. So I managed to win that. So going into day 2, it's Gallowdark only. I'm probably going to play 1 to 2 Canoptek mirrors, which, you know, we'll see. It'll be fun. But yeah, so we're going to have some more fun. I'm going to go over to the venue now, and I'll either record tonight or tomorrow. So I'll catch you all in a bit. Okay, so it's day 3 at LVO. I'm just about to go. I'm very annoyed at myself because I forgot my kill team waistcoat. So I'm fully suited up because that's what top level kill team players do. So currently so yesterday, round 1 I played into Wreckers. So I played a dude, second kill team event. He was top of the pod, and he actually played, his first event was my Goonhammer Open in May, I think March or May. So it was really cool seeing him. The issue is on the Gallowdark board, because we were playing all day Gallowdark, I won board, and then basically he didn't expect me to just not do anything until turning point 3. All I was doing was just sending warriors onto the point because we were playing loot. So I managed to get 6 points on the crit op, and then I just got some very lucky kills because he had to play aggressively turning point 3. I managed to banish 2 different orcs, and then turning point 4, he actually did kill 2 of my crawlers, and I actually only managed to go 1 ahead on the kill op. But that was a close game-ish. I managed to get 6 on the crit op, 6 on my tack op because I'd taken Envoy, and then I got 4 on the kill op, so I managed to win that. Then into round 5, I was into my fellow Goonhammer contributor Dan in his Nemesis Claw. This was actually really tough. We were playing State Claim. He sacrifices Melter turning point 2 to gather install device on my closest objective, so I managed to effectively get 6 points on the tack op. It was a very cagey game, but I basically got a lot of burst kills. Like my warrior managed to kill his leader, turning point 4 on death, because I knocked him down to 1 wound, then rolled a 2 for an explosion. My Canoptek crawler, firing twice with its Gorse cannon, managed to kill his fearmonger, killed the melter, and then I managed to kill the icon ventriloquist with a quake. So I managed to win that game by 4, but it was very tough, very well played. And then the final game yesterday, I was into Jason and his Canoptek Circle. So I've actually seen the Gallowdark, well, I was looking over the Gallowdark maps, and they're quite tough, the new ones by Squad Games for Canoptek. So on the board side, I won board side and picked the side where it's the only, on that side, the room, the central room only has 1 door on the left, on the right. So I picked that and then aggressively deployed my matrix. Messed up a bit turning point 1, but then turning point 2 I managed to get all 3 points with retrieval, and Jason misplaced his Canoptek by 1 inch, like his leader, so it had to like expend. We both blew our matrix manipulators turning point 2, and effectively, because I was going to get 6 on the tack up or 5, he had to risk his isolator end of turning point 2. Then I won initiative turning point 3 because I had +3 on the initiative with 2 mod cards. I teleported into the middle of the room. Hatchway fought his crawler down to 7 wounds, then banished it. And then effectively, I just managed to go ahead on the kills. Crit up because we're playing orb. We both got 3. Tack up, I got 6, he got 4. And then kill up, I got 4, he got 1. But it was a super close game. It was kind of dictated by the board row, but it was super tough. And Jason's a great opponent. Unfortunately, with kill team as well, so some double kill, team killing yesterday. So today's day 3, the final day, 3 more rounds. I'll probably play 1 to 2 games, maybe even 3 games on stream, we'll see. But I'm going to go. And yeah, also shout outs to Kel Team. I'm very disappointed in myself that I don't have my Kel Team waistcoat. Kel Team is the best, and they, in my opinion, personify how competitive kill teams should be played, and they're just a great bunch of people. All right, so I'll catch you guys later. Okay, so it's the Monday after LVO, so I'm in California now. So as you can see from my backdrop, but so starting off round 7, I was into Aquilons on, unfortunately, the same map. I played Aquilons on day 1, and I won the roll-off, and this time I was like the opposite side, and then I realised, no, I need to just pick the side I won last time, and effectively did everything I did in the prior game. So I ran retrieval, and I managed to max retrieval. My opponent this time actually went with scout enemy movements and managed to get 5 points on that. But the problem he had, once again, is he tried using the melter to get my crawler on the left-hand side. He lived on 2 wounds or 6 wounds, and then I healed him back up to 18 over the course of a heal and a command to heal. And then I think I even at one point counteracted to command it to heal. But it was just kind of like, yeah, it's an impossible matchup for Aquilon. So my opponent did really well, but I managed to win that, I think, 19-10, something like that. Then round 8, I was into Zeke Kelly and Death Watch. So this was streamed. So you can see that we were playing Orb. The prior mission, we were playing Data again, which I maxed. So this time on Orb, I went with Envoy. So, you know, I made a wall on the left-hand side. So I took 2 light barricades and a razor wire to make a wall, just to make my objective like super defensible. And effectively, turning point 2, I managed to max Envoy. Well, I got 2 points on Envoy. Zeke did a really cool thing with pick up banner and place banner during like counteract, because you can do that during a counteraction, not during an activation. And I was ahead turning point 2. Then turning point 3, he got ahead. He managed to tie us on the scores. And then turning point 4 turned into like a huge scramble, because we were both taking our time and we were on the clock. So it got to the point where we were down to like 3 activations / counteractions each. And I had about 2 minutes on the clock and Zeke had 4. But so we were rushing through stuff, and I was like, okay, he's got 3 operatives in the middle. By that time, I'd already killed his hammer dude, so he just had 4 operatives left, but he'd placed them in a trifecta in the middle objective. So then my leader came out, she blasted them, and I just was fishing for crits. I didn't use the accurate because I was getting ceaseless. So I managed to kill the Blade Master who had come out, so the Blade Master just got annihilated by crits. The shield Aegis was brought down to 1 wound. No, 7 wounds, sorry, 4 wounds, and stunned. And then the Voxbreaker had moved on to the point, was brought down to 7 wounds and stunned. So then I quaked and I knocked down the Blade Master to 1 wound. And it's like, because my comms had just survived shooting, charged onto the mid after like it survived being shot 4 times. Charged his Aegis, who was on 3 wounds, and just auto-killed it, and then did some more chip damage to the Phobos guy, who then tried to shoot my leader, but only did 4 damage. Then I just passed with my medic, and then with like 3 seconds left, repositioned and dashed my last respawned warrior into his half Envoy. So at the end of the game, we both had 3 on the crit op. No, I had 2 on the crit op, he had 3. On the tac op, we both got 6. And then on the kill op, he was on kill grade 1, I was on kill grade 3, which went up to 4. And we both got our primary, which was of the tac op. So I managed to win that by 2. So on counteract, Zeke could have shot my comms again, who was on 5 wounds, but probably would have survived, knowing how I was rolling. But if he didn't, it would have been a draw. But it was still super close, and Zeke played like really well. It was super fun. Then in round 9, I was into Chaos Cult on Tomb World, and we were playing Transmission. So my opponent won board edge and picked the right side, and then so I picked my side, and I realized my matrix was basically going to be static. So I put it by the breach point, then in the middle of the room, and then just tipping onto the, like, covering the objective on my right hand side. And my plan was just take retrieval, get at least 4 on the tac op, and then just control the crit op and kill whatever comes near me, because I've played a lot of Chaos Cult. My opponent gave me a blast, turning point 1. So the key thing when you do breach, you can downgrade it, but if you downgrade it to a 1 AP action, you then can't shoot or charge. So what I did is I repositioned my leader up, breached the wall for 2 action points, reconnected the matrix so it went up to 4, and then blasted with a stun shot into his Blade Master and Warrior, and managed to stun them both and leave one on like 4 wounds and the other on 4 wounds as well. But I managed to get that key stun off and then let me stage in the room. I did mess up placement a bit with the matrix this time, which was corrected by Dakota on stream. So that was just an error on my part, because I have been playing it correctly throughout the weekend. I just got that wrong, but it was a quick correction, which was done. And then it was basically because it's so much light, I made a wall on the right hand side so he couldn't properly funnel stuff in, like in terms of like charges. He couldn't really mass charge. And because I'd put 2 warriors and a Canoptek Crawl on that point, I was having a minimum 7 APL that I could get onto that point, which I could just always contest. And then because first activation turning point 2, I breached my 3 APL warrior onto his point, retrieved it, so I was going to get a guaranteed 5 on the tac op, and then it just survived, so it just ran back, then eventually died, dropped the marker closer to me, and then by that point in turning point 4, I think he only had 6 operatives left out of 14, so last activation with my 2 APL Geomancer, because there's 3 APL, going to 2 APL off the matrix was just breached and picked up, so I managed to get 6 on the crit op, 6 on the tac op, and 4 on the kill op. And my opponent managed to he maxed the tac up because he installed device the middle and my objective. But at that point I was like, I'm just happy controlling the objectives because he was only going to get 3 on the crit op. So after that I managed to go 9-0. So the only undefeated player at LVO. So I did manage to win it, which was great. I've got a lot of prizes from winning LVO. So I got like these plaques. So I got best in Canoptek faction because I was the best Canoptek. This plaque for LVO champion. I also got a trophy from Frontline Gaming, so I have that, and a ton of other prize support from Dakota and Frontline Gaming, some of which I gave away because it was just like too much, so very appreciative of that. But I have to shout out all my friends who helped me, because I played at the London GT the week before, so that one I went 4 wins, a draw and a loss, but I was using the London GT as practice for LVO, because effectively before LGT, I'd only managed to get 5 games in the space of like a week for Canoptek. Then I had 6 games at the London GT over the Saturday and Sunday. So going into LVO, I only had 11 games of practice, and most of it was just what I do normally, where I was doing a lot of research, planning where to go to my matrix, chatting to my friends who were playing Canoptek, or just like my competitive friends in general, just for advice, because I was like trying to make sure I learned Approved Ops 2025 more in-depthly and just how to approach certain matchups. So without their help and support, I never would have been able to do it. Here are the top 8 placings now, so I'll go through them. So for top 8, because there was 125 players registered, so we had Liam with Deathwatch, James with Chaos Cult, Ben with Canoptek Circle, Zeke with Deathwatch, Zeke with Wrecker Crew, Jason with Canoptek Circle, Jeshua with Ravenous, and then myself with Canoptek. So it was really, actually pretty varied top 8. We managed to get like, if I've got the updated faction graph, I'll show it up there. But I think we had like 14 or 15 Death Watch, then it was Raveners. We ended up having 5 Canoptek Circle, and then we had 5 Goremongers as well. Because the interesting thing is, even though we had like LVO had a cutoff date, tickets were unintentionally still on sale up until registration day. So a few people turned up for the event with tickets that no one knew of, so that's why the registration numbers are a bit different to what was originally presented. But otherwise, it was an amazing event. The squad games people were telling me, like, apparently no one has won LVO in a like 9-0, like undefeated for years. So I don't know, they were saying something like 4 or 5 years, because everyone who's won it previously has either drawn a game or dropped 1 game. Because there's no top cut LVO, you just keep playing the 9 rounds or 7 rounds from a few years ago. It meant there was always a chance you could drop a game and not win, or you could drop a game and still win. So yeah, that was a pretty cool fact. I've also now won Nova and Las Vegas Open. So the only last big American event I need to play and win at is Adepticon. But unfortunately, I'll probably never be able to go Adepticon in the short term, because it's very difficult for me to book off in the UK. But otherwise, yeah, Canoptek Circle are dumb. Death Watch are like really terrifying. So the toughest matchups for me are Death Watch and Canoptek Circle. There are some other matchups which people theorize, like Mandrakes is potentially bad, as well as Felgor. But I'm not too sure on how bad those actually are. But it's just a shame the meta is so imbalanced right now. And yeah, Canoptek Circle are too strong. They do require a lot of work. I mean, if you look at outside of me and Jason, so Jason went 7 wins and 2 losses with Canoptek. Obviously I went 9-0. A lot of the other Canoptek, I think they went 5 wins and 4 losses. I think 2 of them went 5 wins and 4 losses, and I think 1 of them went 4 wins and 5 losses. So they are obviously more powerful depending on who's using them, but they are still kind of too good. I know one comment, which was completely valid and I agree with, someone was like, I won my Death Watch game and I didn't really move out of my drop zone until like turning point 4, apart from like sending people just for Envoy, which is entirely correct. But that's kind of partly because with Orb, if your opponent is staying off their objective, they're only getting max 1 point from Orb. So you can kind of, especially if your objective isn't really safe, you don't really need to push out, if that makes sense. But it's still not a good look. So I'm hoping we get an early balanced data slate. But otherwise, like, the Las Vegas Open was amazing. This is the second one in a year. So the next one will be literally October 1st till 5th, 2026. So I'll be going to that, hopefully, as long as I can get it off. And yeah, it's really great. We had 169 players in January, 125 players for this one. So hopefully next year we go up to 200. That'd be really cool. Because it's funny, so the biggest LVO, or the biggest Kill Team tournament was LVO in January, then the second biggest is LVO in October. So obviously, hopefully it keeps ramping up. A lot of people should be able to make it next year, hopefully, because part of the issue was the World Championship of Warhammer is the first week of November, when normally it's like late November. So a lot of people couldn't get it off, and obviously with the date change, people weren't expecting a double LVO. So hopefully we should get way more players next year. Like Canada came to January LVO, but they couldn't make it to this one. But I know the really strong and large Canadian scene wants to come to LVO next year, because as I said, they always go in January, so it'll be great to have them back. You know, we might even get more international players. We had another person from the UK, like the Commando player, not the Wrecker Crew I player, who I played from the UK, as well as we had a guy from the Netherlands who actually won Warp Traveller, so he dethroned me. Well, I was going to get my 4th Warp Traveller award from LVO, but that was gone. But it's cool, we're getting more people, not just from like America, but internationally as well. So, you know, I think we outnumbered Age of Sigmar, I believe, which is cool because it happened at LGT, but it was just a great event and I am shattered. Like, I am so tired. But I'm just going to relax now. The next event I have is the World Championships of Warhammer in November, so it's about 3.5 weeks from now. So I probably won't get any practice in time for that, because I'm so tired and work, so that'll be fun. But hopefully we do get a balanced data slate. It's due at the end or like mid-October, so hopefully we get that, and hopefully we get some hits to Canoptek Circle. Like, it's pretty bad that their main challenges are themselves and just Deathwatch. But otherwise, LVO is great. Remember, you can watch it all on Squad Games on YouTube or Twitch. They have it all streamed there. All 3 days, all 9 games, so you can check it out. And once again, Squad Games, Dakota, all of his team, Giacomo and like Marty, they all did an amazing job. And I highly recommend watching it. They are streaming the World Championships of Warhammer as well, so you can watch that again. They're just amazing people, so give them the support if you can, because they also do amazing battle reports and podcasts, so check it out. But that's pretty much it from me today. Please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of today's video, if you found it useful and helpful. I've got a Discord you can check out for free in the episode description below, and a link at Armor Games, and a link and discount code at Crossfire Games, and a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. And thank you so much for my patrons. It really means a lot to me and helps support the channel. You guys are the best. But yeah, for Canoptek, I will probably do a guide on them in a bit. I just need to rest. I can't do a full spiel because like my brain is still fried, because the biggest thing when you're playing Canoptek Circle is you have so many things you can do, and you're trying to figure out what is the most optimal play for each activation, because like if your Geomancer's 4 APL, you have 4 potential things you can do in a sequence, and like everyone can be up to 3 APL, so they have 3 different things they can do per sequence. But your opponent is also trying to figure out what you're trying to do, and you're trying to outguess them. Like if it's really difficult for them to figure you out if you do something unexpected, because everyone expects like the Geomancer to be hyper defensive, but the Geomancer can suddenly burst and be very aggressive, especially with like the melee buffs. Like Tac Ops, I was basically just using Retrieve and Envoy. You do get like, they were allowing the LVO Martyrs to work for the kill team, and I only used it once. It didn't really work too well, so I never used it again. But Retrieval was great, and then if I out-activate anyone, Envoy is just like an auto 9. Retrieval is a bit risky, like to get 5 or 6 on, but it's a guaranteed 4 effectively, which is really good. And effectively, you do have to be quite aggressive with your node matrix placement. So like for every map, I have a defensive placement and an aggressive placement, depending on the mission, my opponent, and how I want to approach the game. And you do have to like gamble in terms of either pushing up your matrix, trying to stockpile CP for later in the game, holding back a bit. Don't be afraid just to pass and do nothing. Like there's no harm just throwing away 1 warrior per turning point, but if they don't and you just stage up, it's fine as well. Just try not to lose 2 or more a turning point. That's when it becomes tough. But otherwise, yeah, they are a very taxing team to play, but they are very rewarding as well and incredibly strong. But stuff like the unlimited healing, I don't think, or I hope, won't last. And then the other like egregious thing you can do is using command to loop guard. So you can have someone go on guard, shoot, counter command to guard, and then shoot. They can shoot again, and then you can counteract command to make them guard. So I've had a few games where I had the same operative go on guard 3 times, which is pretty silly. So hopefully that gets nipped in the bud as well. But that's all for what may happen in the future, maybe for another video. But remember, no matter what happens in Las Vegas, when you're playing at the Las Vegas Open, there's always a chance to win, as long as you can roll a crit.